We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Prepare yourself.
Okay, let's go.
You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
Thank you to everyone, and I mean everyone. We've got a great audience today. We are on YouTube Live, Facebook Live. We are on Alexa, the Power 98.5 satellite radio, iOS and Android app, Radio Line, Streama, Streamiter.com, MyTuner, and soon Power 98.5 satellite radio will be streaming live on radio.com. Today I have in the house, you're going to hear this name a lot, especially if you are an MMA fan, Hunter Colvin. Hunter is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and a well-known standout on the submission grappling scene. He recently signed with Dodge Sports. Big shout out to Matthew Dodge for setting this up. And Hunter's main focus right now is to the dedication of his promising and soon-to-be lucrative, successful, and award-winning career in MMA. Hello there, Hunter.
How's it going?
Thanks
for having me.
You're welcome, my friend. Congratulations on this. We've got a couple great topics. Matthew Dodge, he's really great at what he does. When I found out about you, I'm going to say, yeah, this young gentleman, Mr. Hunter Colvin, is going to be doing great and having exceptional matches, and you are someone not to be underestimated. Am I getting that correct?
I appreciate it. Me and Matthew are excited for the future, man.
So how did it all begin? Because this was just recent. This month, you signed a contract with Dodge Sports.
Yeah, the last, I would say about 10 years, I've just been focusing on jiu-jitsu. I've had a few MMA fights, and I think I'm at the right age to finally start making a run at the UFC and do the whole MMA thing. And it just was good timing. And I like Matthew. I think he's a good person and truly cares about the sport. And I just think it was a good fit for me.
It was stated here, something you recently shared. I'm in a spot right now where I'm having trouble with my jiu-jitsu. I screw that up all the time, so please forgive me.
No worries.
My jiu-jitsu, how do you say that again?
Jiu-jitsu, yeah, you got it.
Okay, thank you. Reputation. Getting fights that make sense and just fights in general here locally. And you're locally out of Oklahoma?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. You continue by saying, signing with Dodge Sports is going to help me be able to get those fights, maybe travel a bit like I've been doing with jiu-jitsu, and getting rocking and rolling with this MMA stuff. Now, before signing with Matthew, was it a bit lackluster? Were people not taking you seriously? Share with us the climate of what you were dealing with or experiencing in the business.
Yeah, I just basically was having trouble finding, fights that made sense. In my jiu-jitsu career, I'm grappling people who are, ranked top 10 in the world. And, I've built up a reputation from that. And then it's kind of hard to find people who will take fights with me here locally because they know my jiu-jitsu reputation. And I don't want to fight, top 10 in the world MMA yet. I need to get my feet wet with MMA and fight people who are like around my record and like, get a little bit more experience and then start moving into the best of the best. But, I'm just kind of in a weird spot, and, Matt's going to help me out, and we can like travel a little bit and get those good fights.
Do you find conditioning before and then recovery after your competitions, is it easy for you? Take us through the scene and give us a visual of what life is like before a match and after a match.
Basically before match, like I used to get away with a lot of stuff when I was younger, to be honest with you, that I can't now that I'm, I'm not old by any means, but like older, and like I definitely have to take my recovery a little bit serious. I try to take care of my body, eating well and stuff. And then after a match, I'll do the whole ice baths, all that. CBD products help me a lot. But yeah, you definitely have to take care of your body, especially as you get older.
You stated that you love being on UFC Fight Pass. Tell me more.
Yeah, I've been, on some of the biggest jiu-jitsu promotions on UFC Fight Pass there is. Eddie Bravo has his own promotion. If you're a fan of Joe Rogan, you've heard of Eddie Bravo, and Chael Sonnen, who's an MMA legend himself. I've been on his promotion as well, and like it's just good getting out there under those bright lights on that UFC Fight Pass, getting some recognition, and getting those like top 10 guys, like I was saying, those matches. Some of those matches I'll remember forever.
In MMA, Colvin has demonstrated his world-class grappling skills to the fullest. After 2 professional fights in local promotion Extreme Fight Night, he stands at a perfect 2-0 with 2 finishes courtesy of his dominant ground and pound. Tell me more about that. And 2 questions. Actually, no, tell me more about that, but 1 question. Are you concerned at all of that 0 turning into a 1?
Of course, I think everybody's concerned about that, especially because it's so valuable here. But that's just part of the game. I like it. High risk, high reward, and I just feel like around here locally, and even watching some of these UFC fights, I don't think some of these people are going to be able to touch my jiu-jitsu level. And like I'm becoming a complete martial artist. I'm refining my striking skills and just sharpening everything up and becoming well-rounded.
With no bullshit at all. And it's in writing, it's known that you are one of the most accomplished grapplers in the U.S. Do you feel it's taken too long for you to get to where you're at today, or has timing worked perfectly in your favor?
It just depends on how you look at it, I think. Sometimes I feel like it took too long, but then I, just like center myself and I look and I'm like, I'm only 25. I've been doing the sport for 10 years, which is a long time, but like, I just don't want to rush it. I'm enjoying the ride. I think I'm at this perfect timing to start this MMA stuff. And, if I'm lucky, I've got about 12 more years in the sport, and I think I can accomplish a lot in those 12 years.
That's a lot. And you're 25, 12 years would bring you in your mid-30s.
Yeah. Yeah, I think around 36, 37 is where you see all the top guys starting to slow down a little bit. Not saying you can't have great performances. Look at DC. He's a champion in his 40s, but I think things start slowing down a little bit at that age.
Do you believe? Because I honestly do know bullshit. Do you believe that you could change the dynamics and be one of those that could peak 40 and still be doing this?
Sure, I think so. I really do think it's just all about taking care of your body, just like eating clean and like you said, recovery, like those are very important. And a lot of these young athletes don't do it. And like every time I listen to like the old veterans of the sport, they're saying, stretch after your workouts, take care of your body, and then you'll get that longevity out of it.
Dodge Sport recently posted, "We're pleased to welcome undefeated U.S. grappling standout, Colvin Hunter." I just messed that up. I better not be reading from Instagram again because they got your name backwards here. Hunter Colvin. Why is your last name first?
I'm not sure.
Colvin 335. That's your Instagram?
Yep.
All right. We should be Hunter Colvin. My apologies.
No worries.
That should be saying Hunter Colvin 335. You continue by saying Hunter is widely considered as one of the top American grapplers, competing for Submission Underground. When is your next match?
My next jiu-jitsu match is actually going to be in an organization called PFL. It's put on by Brandon McCatherine, who's under Eddie Bravo. I'm going to be doing like a week-long thing that's kind of like the Ultimate Fighter, where we all live together and we like grapple each other. And it's going to be put out on via YouTube and various social media platforms. So we should be filming that about the first week of February, and it should be released later on that month. So, follow my social media and stuff to check that out.
Tell us more about the Cancun, Mexico. This was back on December 20th. How was that fight against Tye, or that match?
It was great. Tye Ruotolo is ranked number 2 in the world right now. We, both got to fly out to Cancun, which is, a dream come true. Get to go to like a, tropical paradise and do what you love. I took my wife out there with me. We had a great time. Me and Tye ended up going to triple overtime, and I didn't end up getting the win with that one, but had a great experience and, got a little action-paced match, which is really what I live for.
The vibe that I'm getting, especially here with your presence on your Instagram page, you have this vibe about you, Hunter, to where you're more than just someone to compete against in a match. You have a coach vibe. Have you ever considered of becoming a coach after, I don't want to call it retirement, but once the day comes and you're ready to stop going into matches, would you consider becoming a coach in your 40s?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I coach some of the classes now at the gym I train at, and like that's my dream. Once this is all said and done, maybe even while it's happening, opening my own school up here in Oklahoma, and coaching MMA, coaching jiu-jitsu, and just passing down the knowledge and all the stuff I've learned over the years. I really think that's what it's all about.
I encourage you to do it, honestly. I really do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're going to help a lot of people. You're very different. You've got that. I always say a master is a student and teacher all at the same time, and you've got a beautiful balance about yourself to where there's both. Not one dominates over the other. It's almost, and this is something, and let me know if I'm getting it correctly, in your matches, it's like you're there, you're competing, you know exactly what you're doing, but you're also analyzing as a coach, in a mindset of a coach, of what your competitor is doing, but in a way that you handle it to where you're not overly aggressive, you're not overly dominant, you're not putting ego first. You're being, I would say, considerate, to be very respectful to the sport and to who you're competing against. Am I getting that correct?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's something I pride myself in, is being a martial artist first. I think there's a lot of fighters out there, and then there's very few martial artists. And like, that's where I came from. I respect my opponent, and like, jiu-jitsu has been called human chess. And that's kind of how I feel. Like, it's just each of us, analyzing each other, trying to make the best move and seeing who comes out on top. But unlike MMA, where you might have, 30 fights a career, 40 fights a career, jiu-jitsu, you have hundreds and hundreds of matches. So you kind of just like get used to competing, and you learn that everyone you're competing against isn't your enemy. And I think it just teaches a lot of good values that you can implement into other sports.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
You look taller.
That's a good thing, I think.
What's been your best top weight before going into a match?
To be honest with you, I've competed everywhere from, open weight. Like I had a match with Gabriel Gonzaga a few months back, and I was 200 and he was like 280 pounds. So that, that gets kind of crazy, but I feel my best, like the best I can be, probably about 170, 185.
Any matches coming up where you're going to be getting your 6 foot status and your set skills ready for, or are you still dealing with complications of COVID right now?
No, I think we're looking at having our first fight, of the year around April, March. That's what I've really been training for. And we're looking at doing about 185. So I think that's going to be a good weight for me. I feel strong at that weight. And me and Dodge were really excited about getting that first fight together going.
Will it be here in the States, or will you be abroad somewhere else?
It'll be here in the States.
I hope to find out. Hopefully I can come. Well, if they let us, I would love to get a media pass and come out to one of your matches.
I'd appreciate it. That's awesome.
Absolutely. I would like to also congratulate you. You recently got married.
Yeah, we got married about 6 months ago. We just kept it real low key with all the COVID stuff. Here in Oklahoma, it's not as strict, but we still wanted to keep everything safe. So we just had a real small wedding, just outside. It was a great day, and I couldn't ask for a better wife.
I'm looking at the photos. The wedding looks beautiful. It looks intimate. I honestly couldn't imagine you having some big gaudy wedding. If you could have, would you?
Nah, probably not, to be honest with you. We both like to just keep it simple,
Can I drop your wife's name?
Yeah, of course.
Big shout out to Mrs. Taylor Colvin.
What's up, Taylor? I bet she's listening. I told her to tune in.
I hope she is. You guys look like you ground each other very much, and you two feel good for each other. There's, I would say, a kindred spirit. There's something special about the way you two express yourselves and your love and admiration in a very, very genuine way. It's not over exaggerated. It really is nice to see this, and I'm glad Taylor doesn't have her Instagram on lockdown, because there's a lot of beautiful photos and moments here of you two.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, she's honestly the nicest person in the world, and her being, that nice, I think brings the best out of me, and makes me strive to be better.
Now, I got to say, a post that Taylor had made back on August 21st, now I'm going back to 2019. This stood out because I'm a researcher. I like to know who I'm going to be talking to before you guys come on. You guys are in some burger joint. You've got two huge things of, I don't know if those are chili fries with something on there, two huge burgers. You actually ate all that and had no indigestion or upset stomach?
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna say that was good for me, but that was after a competition I cut all the way to 170 for. So 170 is about a 30-pound weight cut for me, and the competition's over, it's done, and that was In-N-Out, and we don't have In-N-Out here in Oklahoma. We were in California there, so I kind of ate my fill that day. Definitely wouldn't recommend it. It's not good for you, but sometimes you got to cheat a little bit.
I couldn't imagine when I saw that photo. I was like, how? And you're not even bodybuilder size. You're a great size, Hunter, but this is I couldn't imagine you putting that in your stomach. Where the heck could have it fit?
It's easy when you've been starving yourself the month prior, you know what I mean?
Wow. You get regular lipid test and blood work done periodically to make sure that your vitamin levels, your lipids, everything is in homeostasis?
Yeah, I get routine physicals, all that. I try to take good care of my body, just because being an athlete, we only get one, so I try to do the best I can with all that stuff.
Is there any type of insight that you would like to offer as a professional MMA grappler, fighter, and a coach? I'm just going to say you are a coach. That's how I see you. What would you suggest and to inspire by recommending to anyone getting into sport, even if they're getting into boxing? I see boxing and MMA very similar. What would you like to say to inspire those, especially during these times where mental health is being challenged so greatly during this pandemic? How have you been getting through it, Hunter? And what can you let others know to continue to be inspired and hopeful, whether they are looking to become an athlete, already an athlete?
Basically you just got to put the first step's always the hardest. I think once you actually get in there and get into the gym, it's easier. And then, just surround yourself with good people. During all this COVID craziness and, the climate of the world right now, I have my gym family, and they really are like my family. You know, like all my groomsmen for my wedding back there, they're all, you know, part of my gym. And you just find you a place where you belong. You know, not just a place where you go and box, but a place that, you know, has that like family feel. And I really think it, you know, you get more out of it than just becoming an athlete. You know, those people have really helped me throughout the years. You know, they're my brothers and my sisters, and I think that's really what it's all about, is that camaraderie.
What's been the best advice you've ever received in your career, Hunter?
Oh, that's tough. There's been so much good advice. You know, just like, to be honest with you, just go for it. And I think a lot of people will surprise themselves, because with me, like, I wasn't one of those people who were just overly confident. Like, to be honest with you, I was one of those people that would think, oh, I can't do that, I can't do this. And that brings me back to, you know, surround yourself with good people, because my coach, you know, he like believed in me from day one, and like he'd be like, no, you can beat that guy, you can beat the best in the world, you're one of the best grapplers in the world. That really like pushed me to these heights, and I don't think I would have got there myself. And so just, you know, surround yourself with good people, guys.
Have you ever had any disappointing moments, or have you looked at all of your experiences as experiences that have been better and greater for your development?
100%. I mean, I'm not going to say that they're not disappointing. Like, of course they hurt at the time, but, you know, it's kind of like that saying, you know, a master has failed more than a beginner has even tried. You know, I think that is really true. Like, all these top guys in the UFC, you know, they've all had their shortcomings. They've all had their moments of failure, and you just got to keep on pushing and, you know, keep on moving and learn from them and grow.
Your favorite quote?
My favorite quote of all time? That's tough. I would say probably just the one I just said. Like, I really do believe in just all about repetitions, guys. You know, just get in there and, you know, do your best, and like it will pay off, and just be determined and persistent. And like, I really think those are the keys to success in any avenue in life.
Who would you like to give a shout out to, my friend?
Just a shout out to Dodge Management, of course, for making this happen. I think we're going to do a lot of great things together. Shout out to my professor, my coach, Pete Wilhelm, James Partridge, and all the guys at Brothers in Triton. I appreciate you all.
Any other golden gems you want to drop? Instagram, where can everyone go to find you? I don't believe you're going to do it, but I'm just going to say I would love to see your Instagram have your complete name, because remember, that's what's going to be in neon lights. That's what's going to be up on the banners and on all those posts and everything. We need to know that you are Hunter Colvin.
I appreciate the tip. Yeah, guys, give me I'm mostly Facebook and Instagram is what I'm doing. So Hunter Colvin on Facebook, or Colvin335, maybe soon to be Hunter Colvin335 on Instagram. Give me a follow.
Yeah, you never know. I don't think it would hurt you. I just believe in, you know, for people, especially for guys like you deserve to be remembered, and you deserve to have your full name remembered.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts that you would like to share before we close out the show at all?
Yeah, guys, just, you know, new year, everything's changing. Like we were talking about before, you know, change is a good thing. So, you know, be kind to one another, put your best foot forward, and use this new year to, you know, create a new you.
Thank you, Hunter, for being with us today, live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5. Reach out to Hunter. You've got all his demographics where he can be found. Also on Dodge Sports, dodgesports.com. Great bio there of Hunter. And thank you again to Matt for setting this up. Great guy. He's going to do justice for you. You guys are going to make a great team together, Hunter. And I'm very confident that I'm going to continue to be watching those pay-per-views that you're going to be on. I'd love to go ahead and be able to attend a fight that's coming up in the next couple months. I'm due for a travel, and you know, I have no problem getting a COVID test before and after. I just would like to get back in and watch these matches and watch you guys do what you do best.
I appreciate it. I'll see you soon, then.
Absolutely. Hold the line. And thank you, everyone, for joining Hunter Colvin and I today. Professional MMA fighter, recently signed to Dodge Sports. Go to his Instagram. Check out what he's doing. And Taylor, congratulations. You got an amazing husband. Take care, everyone.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.